Chaitanya, Pavan sir, Sarikonda sir, Manas sir, okay, Ashwin bhai, Jai Swaminarayan, Bharat bhai, oh, Tarak also present, Dhiraj, Jai Swaminarayan. So, okay, Harshvardhan, Jai Swaminarayan, Mitesh sir, Mahendra Kumar sir, and Raju sir from Jadcherla, Mahesh sir from Vidyanagar, Chavan Soni sir. Jai Swaminarayan everyone. Before we begin our today's evening satsang, first of all we will pray to Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan. So I request all the devotees wherever you are, join your hands, close your eyes and let us pray to Bhagwan Swaminarayan. All of you close your eyes. For 2 minutes we will calm down our mind. This small practice, this small exercise is powerful enough to calm down our mind and connect our mind with God. First of all, let us all take the deep breath. First of all, let us take the deep breath. While taking breath in, we have to chant Swaminarayan Mahamantra for 6 times. While breathe out, again chanting Swaminarayan Mahamantra 6 times. 6 times breathe in, and 6 times breathe out. Very good. Keep chanting Swaminarayan Mahamantra. Some devotees are doing really very well. Whenever you feel that your mind is disturbed, thoughts are flowing too much, so you can follow this practice. If you can calm down your breath, you can calm down your mind also. Keep chanting Swaminarayan Mahamantra and now visualize at the center of your chest, at the center of your heart, imagine there is a divine glow of light, and at the center of divine glow of light there is a divine murti of Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan. Yes, imagine there is a divine murti of Bhagwan Swaminarayan right at the center of your chest. It is glowing with a divine light. Imagine, visualize, imagine that divine murti of Bhagwan Swaminarayan is smiling at you, showering blessings at you. Such a beautiful and sharp eyes. Ghanshyam Maharaj is blinking and making such a sweet smile. When Ghanshyam Maharaj smiles, we have darshan of dimples on the lovely cheeks of Ghanshyam Maharaj. Keep visualizing the divine murti of Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan. Very good. If you will follow this, definitely you will experience the benefit of it. This is very, very simple practice, but if you do this practice in the morning, in the evening, you can erase the impressions of the past. Whatever incidents have happened in your life, if you want to erase the impressions of those incidents, you should follow this practice. Very good. Please keep your eyes closed. Now we will chant Sri Vasudev Shloka and we will pray to Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan. Shri Vasudeva Vimalamruta Dham Vasam Narayanam Narakataran Namadheyam Shyamam Sitam Dvibhujameva Chaturbhujam Cha Tvam Bhakti Dharmatanayam Sharanam Prapadye. Sahajananda Swami Maharaj ki jai. Hari Krishna Maharaj ki jai. Swaminarayan Bhagavan ki jai. Jai Swaminarayan. Once again, Jai Swaminarayan to all dear Gurukul family members, dear all Gurukul alumni, devotees. Jai Swaminarayan. Dear devotees, till now you might have heard so many stories of God in which God kills the demon. You might have heard so many stories of Lord Sri Ram, Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Sri Narsimha. They killed the asuras, they killed the demons. But today I would like to present such an exceptional story, exceptional pastime of Supreme Almighty Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan, who didn't kill the demon, who didn't kill the devil, but turned devil into a devotee. Want to listen such different charitra, different divine pastime of God? If you are ready, then just show me your thumb so I can understand. Just show me your thumb. Show me your thumb. Very good, very good. Thank you very much. And I request everyone that if possible, keep your videos on. Doesn't matter where you are, how is your background, don't care about it, right? I just want to see all of you so that if I can see all of you, I can connect with you and I can deliver better. Thank you very much for keeping your videos on. Anyhow, this whatever your Zoom videos, it is not going to stream on YouTube, right? But anyhow, I can connect with all of you, right? Thank you very much for keeping your videos on. Keep it up. So, Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan around 240 years back appeared on this earth, and as we know that till 11 years Bhagavan Swaminarayan stayed with the parents, and Bhagavan Swaminarayan bestowed salvation to his father Dharmadev, his mother Bhakti Mata. At the age of 11 years, Ghanshyam Maharaj, means Bhagavan Swaminarayan, he gave up, he renounced his home, his relatives, his everything, and he started the journey towards the Himalaya. So at the tender age of 11 years, Bhagavan Swaminarayan, as a Nilkantvarni, in the entire life of Bhagavan Swaminarayan, there are three phases. Childhood, we call Bhagavan Swaminarayan as Ghanshyam Maharaj. Then after renouncing home, Bhagavan Swaminarayan was famous as Nilkantvarni. And after Nilkantvarni, when Nilkantvarni meets to Ramanand Swami, his Guru Ramanand Swami, and when Ramanand Swami gives Diksha, Bhagavati Diksha to Bhagavan Swaminarayan, then Bhagavan Swaminarayan was known as Sahajanand Swami. After that, when Sahajanand Swami announced this Swaminarayan Mahamantra, and afterwards when the miracles of Swaminarayan Mahamantra came in front of the people, then all the people, societies started to call Sahajanand Swami as Bhagavan Swaminarayan. So Ghanshyam Maharaj is the name of Bhagavan Swaminarayan, Nilkantvarni is also a name of Bhagavan Swaminarayan, Sahajanand Swami is also a name of Bhagavan Swaminarayan. Right? Sometimes you might be listening such kind of words, Sahajananda Swami Maharaj ki jai. So you might be thinking that who is this Sahajanand Swami? And mostly we use this word that Ghanshyam Maharaj. Ghanshyam Maharaj is the little childhood form of Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan. So at the age of 11 years, Bhagwan Swaminarayan left renounced home, and as a Nilkanthvarni, as a yogi, child yogi, he started journey towards the Himalaya. And around after 4 years of journey throughout Himalayas like Badrikashram, Badrinath, Kedarnath, and Pulhashram, and then Jagannath Puri, and such all pilgrimages, after passing through these all pilgrimages, now after 4 years, Nilkanthvarni arrives Kamakshi temple in East Bengal. In East Bengal, there is a temple of goddess Kamakshi Devi. So Nilkanthvarni arrives there and have darshan of Kamakshi Devi in the temple. After having darshan in the temple, Nilkanthvarni sat under a big banyan tree. Beside the temple of Kamakshi Devi, there was a big banyan tree. Under that banyan tree, there were some stones and platform. So on that stones, Nilkanthvarni sat down and sat in the meditation, closed eyes and sat in the meditation. Dear devotees, the divine persona and glow of Nilkanthvarni was such fascinating that whoever people were passing through the way, by seeing such a divine radiation from the face of Nilkanthvarni, people used to just stuck like a statue, right? Sometimes we see such kind of extraordinary beauty, so our mind will stuck, our body will become like statue. When the source of all the beauty, who is the source of all the beauty? God himself. When he is coming as a human being on this earth, what to talk about his beauty? What to talk about his attraction? No question about it, isn't it? So Nilkanthvarni in the position of meditation with closed eyes, little smile, and Nilkanthvarni, actually he is the supreme God, so he doesn't need to show such kind of penance and such things, but for the inspiration and guidance of the human beings, for the human race, God does such kind of leela. We call this as a leela. So Nilkanthvarni, he is the brahmachari, and one who follows brahmacharya, his face will glow. His physical glow, his mental glow will increase automatically. That is the power of that brahmacharya vrat. So Nilkanthvarni's face was such shining, like whoever the people were passing through, they just stuck and they became like statue and they sat in front of Nilkanthvarni. Even Nilkanthvarni is sat in meditation, not speaking anything, not doing anything, even though people started to sit in front of Nilkanthvarni and they are having darshan of this murti of Nilkanthvarni, and they are just quenching their spiritual thirst by having darshan of Nilkanthvarni. After some time, Nilkanthvarni opened his eyes. The moment Nilkanthvarni opened his eyes, number of sages, number of villagers, number of devotees sat in front of him. So they all requested that, child yogi, you look so divine, you look so beautiful, please guide us for the spiritual path, for the path of God. And the first time in front of this crowd, Nilkanthvarni spoke. Dear devotees, when we are speaking, when we listen somebody else's voice, we have different experiences. But when the Supreme God himself, when he speaks, how would be his voice? The moment Nilkanthvarni just spoke few words, all the people were fascinated, they were amazed by hearing such a sweet words and such a divine words, voice. And that was such divine voice of Nilkanthvarni, you can just experience and visualize in your mind that what kind of voice it would be. The moment they heard that voice touched to their soul, and everyone's soul felt thrilled by listening the voice of Nilkanthvarni. Nilkanthwani has preached the sermons for the spirituality. After some time, some sages, some villagers, they started to share their problems. By seeing such a divine persona of Nilkanthwani, everybody felt the hope. So one villager, he said to Nilkanthwani that, child yogi, we are so blessed by your darshan, but we are unable to follow spirituality in this region. Nilkanthwani asked, why? Because we are not having enough food to eat. We are not having enough clothes to cover our body. We are unable to worship God. Nilkanthwani said, why? What is the reason? Then these people said that, dear child yogi, in this region there is one devil-like person. His name is Pibek. What was his name? Pibek. This Pibek is the master of black magic, and he is such a evil-minded that if anybody is following spiritual path, he will come over there and he will say that you have to be my disciple. You have to do what I say. And whatever we have, whatever wealth we have, anytime he comes and anytime he will loot our wealth and we can't do anything. If anybody raises his voice against him, with the power of black magic, he will destroy him. So nobody is raising his voice against Pibek and we are helpless. But by your darshan, today we are feeling that hope, that if you could bless these people and this region, if you can make us free from the clutch of this Pibek, then we all will be grateful to you. Nilkanthwani said, okay. Meanwhile, one woman, she was carrying one small kid on her arm, and that kid was crying out of hunger, and she came that since 3 days my little child didn't eat anything. Even that woman also was helpless and orphan. So likewise, so many poor people were suffering in that region, but everybody were so much attracted towards the divine personality of Nilkanthwani that they were not knowing that what is happening around. But actually the storm was not away from them. Storm was moving towards them. What was that storm? All of a sudden, they all heard, the shouts and sounds of Pibek and Pibek's disciples. A number of people, they are, beating the chipyas. Ancient time, these Babajis, they used to keep chipya. I don't know what do we say in English. But such kind of things they will do like this, and by shaking and moving this kind of thing, shouting that Pibek ki jai ho, Pibek ki jai ho. Likewise, they are praising Pibek, and they all are in a procession, they are coming towards this crowd. So the moment they moved towards this crowd around Nilkanthwani, these all people started to fear, and they came near to Nilkanthwani and said that now Pibek is coming, now he will tell us to break our kanthi, break our janoi, and to follow Pibek. Forcefully, Pibek will want us to follow them, to become their disciple. Now who will protect us? Nilkanthwani, with his blessing hand, with soothing words, Nilkanthwani said all of them that don't worry at all. You need not to worry. All of you just have faith in me. First, let him do whatever he wants to do on me. If he succeeds, then afterwards you can do whatever you want. So these all people were having that faith in Nilkanthwani, because such Nilkanthwani's personality and attraction was such divine. Everybody felt that he is like a god. Till now, they were not knowing that he is God himself. They think that he is such a divine person, he is like a god, so definitely he will be having some more superpowers than Pibek. So he will protect us. So all these people, sages and villagers, they sat back beside and backside of Nilkanthwani. And here Pibek came out of shouting. Pibek's, the description which we find from the scripture, our Sampradayik scripture, he was not inferior than animal. He was, having the mala of skulls. Khopdi hota hai na, khopdi. Dead people's khopdi, skulls. So he was having that mala on his neck, and his eyes with the red blood, and face is such ugly, and having big hairs, and hands also with the big nails, and such black person. You see the Yamdut, like a Yamdut, and having the big height. So from far he was coming, and he was having Trishul in his hand, and he was banging Trishul on the ground. So by this all, by seeing this procession and these people coming over there, people literally frightened. But by seeing Nilkanthwani, they all were having power by seeing, by the darshan of Nilkanthwani. Pibek came and he observed. First time ever he experienced that people are not scaring of him. Previously, wherever he used to go, man, woman, everybody will frighten and they will shatter from there. But this time, first time, he felt that nobody is caring from me. And he was surprised out of anger, and he shouted that, "Oh boy!" What was the age of Nilkanthwani? Just 14 years. So he was looking so young, so like a child. He said that, "Oh child, who are you? Don't you know who am I? I am Pibek. I am the king of this region. You have to become my disciple. If you will not become my disciple, then I will destroy you." And likewise he started to threaten Nilkanthwani. Actually Nilkanthwani even didn't see also. Nilkanthwani just closed eyes and started meditation. So when Nilkanthwani ignored him, so he felt insult, that, oh, he is insulting me. Such a small child, right now Harshvardhan is here, right? So if such a big conference is there and he is not paying attention, means elder people feel insult. So similarly, such a small child, he is not even caring about this such a giant devil like person Pibek. Pibek felt too much insult. He became very angry and he said that, "You don't know my power. You are underestimating me. You don't know my black magic. Do you want to see what can I do?" Nilkanthwani slowly opened his eyes and said that, "Why not? Try all your powers. Let us see how powerful you are." Actually, God is all powerful. God is almighty. Not we are. So try all your powers. And when Nilkanthwani challenged in front of these many people, now Pibek becomes so much furious, and he took some of the seeds, some of the grams on his hand, and he started doing such kind of some chanting of black mantras, and beside there was one tree, and he threw those grams on that tree by chanting black mantras. Within no time that big tree was burnt to the ashes. By seeing such a big fire and such big incident, now these people also lost their passions. Even the people who were sitting beside Nilkanthwani, they also started to stand up, and they got ready to break their kanthi. The moment Nilkanthwani saw that they are now got ready to break their kanthi, Nilkanthwani said, "No, stop it. Why do you fear? You have done anything wrong? Are you doing anything wrong? Then why do you fear? If you are following the right path, God is there to help you. God is there to protect you. So don't worry. First of all, let him make me his disciple. Once Pibek will make me his disciple, then afterwards you become his disciple. Till then, you need not to worry. Just sit here." Nilkanthwani has consoled everyone, and again these people, but they all are shivering that what will happen, what will happen. Just imagine, my dear devotees, when someone comes in front of you, such a big giant tree, someone just throws some sits on that, and the tree burns and becomes ash. How do you feel? Still you believe in God? Still you believe in someone's words? Just imagine. Such a tough situation it was. And afterwards, now, so Pibek was thinking that when by seeing this again, these people will come under my refuge and they will become my disciples, and everybody will accept my defeat. But no, nobody came to his refuge and nobody accepted defeat. And now Nilkanthwani is still seeing everything and smiled. Even such a frightening situation, Nilkanthwani smiled. And now this, Pibek lost his all temper, and he said that, okay, now let me teach you a lesson. Let me tell you that how powerful am I. You will not understand by this black magic, no? Now let my ghost teach you a lesson. And once again he took some grams in his hand, and again he chanted some black mantras, and he threw in the sky. The moment he threw in the sky, all of a sudden the atmosphere was changed. Sometimes people doubt that there is no ghost, there is no black magic. Dear devotees, it is there. Black magic is there, black magicians also are there, and ghosts also are there, because it is written in our scriptures. But we need not to worry. If you are having kanthi of Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan, then you go any corner of the world, no ghost can do anything to you. If you have this sanctified Swaminarayan kanthi on your neck, you need not to worry about it. No ghost can do anything to you. So here what happened, he threw in the sky, and all of a sudden atmosphere changed, and slowly, big clouds, black clouds began to arrive, and out of the smoke of those black clouds, number of ghosts appeared. Ghost in the form of, they don't have body like us, right? Like how we are visible physically. Likewise, ghosts are not visible because their body is not made of 5 elements. Their bodies are made of only 3 elements, right? Space, fire, and air. So fire, air, and space, are they visible? Fire is visible. So in the form of fire, in the form of that fire figure, they started to move towards Nilkanthwani. But can they do anything to Nilkanthwani? Nothing. As they reached to a certain point, they all freezed. Now these ghosts are unable to move. And Nilkanthwani is just saying this. Even this Pibek also surprised that what is this? Many times this same ghost, they are working for me, and within no time they are destroying my enemies, my opponents. Now what happened? Why they are not doing anything? Pibek shouted on ghost, "Ghost, what are you doing? Go and kill him, finish him." Instead of killing and finishing Nilkanthwani, these all ghosts turned back. Turned back towards Pibek, and they rushed towards Pibek, and they started to beat Pibek. Anyhow, Pibek chanted some mantra, so all ghosts disappeared. Pibek again stood up and he said, "Okay, so ghosts are not working on you. Don't worry, I have so many, so many ghosts and demons I have mastered." And afterwards, Pibek, he chanted black mantras to call Batuk Bhairav. Batuk Bhairav means Kal Bhairav is a big Bhairav, Batuk Bhairav is a small Bhairav. Bhairav is a little bigger category of the ghost. So he chanted the black mantras and he called Batuk Bhairav. Batuk Bhairav appeared out of the smoke, and he is shouting and making such dreadful voice. I can't express such kind of voice, but if you listen, then you will literally feel scared, right? So with such a dreadful voice, he appeared and he is telling that, where is my food, where is my food, where is my prey? So Pibek said, right here, go and take your prey. And this Batuk Bere also rushed towards Nilkanthwani, but at certain point of, he also freezed. He is unable to move forward. And now again Pibek shouted. Actually that Batuk Bere was having Trishul. So he was having Trishul. Pibek shouted on him that, Batuk Bere, why have you stopped? Go and finish him. But Batuk Bere cannot do anything. Here God himself is sitting. What ghost can do anything? They can't do anything. So once again same, what happened? Turned back. That Batuk Bere also with the Trishul turned back and he attacked with the Trishul. Anyhow, that Pibek survived with that attack of Trishul, and we chanted some mantras and Batuk Bere disappeared. Afterwards, the moment these two failures happened, other people now they got confidence. Now they stopped shivering. Now they felt that yes, now this Pibek cannot do anything until and unless this Nilkanthwani is here. They got confidence. And thereafter, now this Pibek, he called Kal Bhairav. He called Kal Bhairav. Kal Bhairav also appeared, he went, he couldn't do anything, and now he turned back and Kal Bhairav bat Pibek like anything. And he bat such extent that Pibek got the vomiting of blood. An entire body, almost he broke all the bones and body is injured and bleeding. And he became such unconscious, he fell on the ground, he is completely unconscious. Immediately, the relatives of Pibek, they came. The moment they had darshan of Nilkanthwani, they fell at the feet of Nilkanthwani and said that, you are God himself. But my husband, my son, he is not understanding you. So please forgive him and please have mercy and compassion on him. Nilkanthwani stood up, came near to that Pibek. Nilkanthwani, kept the hand on the body of Pibek. By the touch of Nilkanthwani, Pibek got back his consciousness. Anyhow, Pibek got up and now he understood that, okay, I can't do anything to this child yogi. He fell at the feet of Nilkanthwani and he asked for the forgiveness, and he was unable to tell anything or do anything. Anyhow, relatives took him to the house. But my dear devotees, ego doesn't melt easily, isn't it? Ego doesn't melt easily. So anyhow, Pibek, he fell at the feet of Nilkanthwani, but the moment he reached his home, his mind changed. Why? Because when he was in front of Nilkanthwani, he was having the influence of Nilkanthwani. That's why he understood that, okay, this is right, this is wrong. But the moment he went back to home, his atmosphere, home atmosphere was different, right? So he was worshipping ghost, and also the moment he entered inside the house, his mind changed. Dear students, that's why Bhagavan Swaminarayan said in Vachanamrutam that we should always be in such pious places where we get good inspiration, good thoughts, positive thoughts, spiritual thoughts. If you are being in such a club party where people are dancing and doing nonsense and doing disco dance, and do you think you will get good thoughts? Do you think you will get pure thought? Do you think you will get spiritual thoughts? Not at all, because environment is more powerful than our willpower. Remember this golden statement. Environment, atmosphere is more powerful than our willpower. However powerful you are with your will, with your sankalpa, with your commitment, but if you are associating with the wrong place, wrong people, they will break your commitment, they will break your purity. And same happened. When Pibek came to house, his own house, his mind changed and he felt that how can I accept defeat easily? I didn't apply my all powers. And again, he didn't sleep. He didn't even take bath also. Even his body is bleeding, paining. He sat for the yajna. And he Om Em Rim Rom Hum Phat Swaha. Om Em Rim Rom Hum Phat Swaha. He is chanting black mantras. And he called Veer, Mahavir. Mahavir are the servant of Hanumanji. You know, Hanumanji also has such kind of many servants. So he called Mahavir and he ordered him that go and finish that child yogi right now. In the night, this Mahavir came to Nilkanthwani. So during night also these villagers, even they didn't go to their houses, they are sleeping and being around Nilkanthwani because they know that if we will go away from Nilkanthwani, we are not safe. So they are still there, even it's a night time, they all are there. And Kal Bhairav came, this Mahavir, he came. This Mahavir's his, complete body was different, like face is backside and front side is the big hairs, entire body is having big hairs, completely awkward, weird figure. By seeing him, people will feel that who is this? What kind of figure is this? Is this human being, animal, demon? Who is he? Such kind of person. So the moment he came, but he couldn't even go near to Nilkanthwani. So for the entire night, that Mahavir sat in front of Nilkanthwani like this. At the early morning, Nilkanthwani looked towards that Mahavir and smiled and said that go back and don't kill Pibek. Because now Mahavir was knowing that Nilkanthwani is the God himself. So next day morning, this Mahavir also turned back towards the Pibek, came back to the home and he started to beat Pibek like anything. Pibek said that why are you beating? I sent you for beating that child yogi and you are beating me. You deserve this beating. Again he bat, but he remembered the wish of Nilkanthwani that please don't kill him. See, in this entire charitra, don't you feel that to kill this such small devil, was it difficult for Nilkanthwani to kill him? It was not at all difficult. Just by sankalpa, Nilkanthwani could have killed this Pibek. But why this such a long chapter? Why this long story? Because that was the mission of Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan. Transforming life, not destroying life. It is easy to kill somebody. It is easy to reject somebody. It is easy to say no to somebody. But it is challenging and difficult to transform somebody, to change somebody. And here in this incarnation, of course, Bhagavan Swaminarayan also have destroyed thousands of demons, right? Many charitras are there, even Bhagavan Swaminarayan also killed thousands of demons. But that was not the focus of Bhagavan Swaminarayan. Focus of Bhagavan Swaminarayan was to transform people into devotee. And that is why the mission of Sri Swaminarayan Gurukul is transforming life. What is the mission of Sri Swaminarayan Gurukul? Transforming life through Vidya, Sadvidya and Brahma Vidya. So, yes, so this Mahavir, he bat very badly this Pibek and afterwards he disappeared. Still, even after getting such heavy beating, Pibek's ego is not melting. My dear devotees, the most solid thing in this universe, do you know which is that? It is not platinum, it is not what we call, one more metal is there, no, that is too much solid. Is that millennium or what it is? I don't know. Huh? Okay. So even our ego is even more solid than such all kinds of metals. Sometimes these metals will melt, ego will not melt. Can you imagine how big ego is, that even after having such kind of pains and beatings, this Pibek is not accepting the defeat, and at last he called Hanumanji. Of course, he has mastered Hanumanji also. So he chanted the Hanuman mantras and Hanumanji appeared. Hanumanji said, "Why are you disturbing me in early morning? Early morning is the time for the devotion, right? And you are disturbing me in early morning. What is the problem?" Pibek said, "Don't you see me? What is my condition?" Hanumanji said, "Who bet you this much?" He said that everybody is coming and beating me only. Hanumanji said, "Who is beating?" "That I don't want to say. You go and finish that child yogi." Hanumanji said, "Child yogi?" Hanumanji came and saw that, oh, he is my God himself and this fellow is telling to beat my God. Okay. Hanumanji came to Nilkanthwani, have pranam, had darshan of Nilkanthwani. Nilkanthwani smiled towards Hanumanji and just conveyed the message without speaking that don't kill that Pibek, right? Just teach him a lesson, that's it. And Hanumanji took his gada and came back to Pibek, and then Hanumanji gave a motivational speech to Pibek. Yes, motivational speeches just didn't start nowadays, right? It was there in our ancient time also. So Hanumanji said that you forgot that who you are. Previously you were such a pious Brahmin, and now see, look at yourself. What is your condition? And this condition happened just because of your ego and your wrong karmas. When will you change? Out of your arrogance and ignorance, you are unable to see that God is right in front of you. My dear devotees, sometimes God is right in front of you, we don't see them. Why? Because of these two things, arrogance and ignorance. When we are having ego, we can't see the reality. Yes, in our work also sometimes, when we are driven by ego, we can't give the right decision, we can't give the right judgment. We get biased when we are attached with our self-ego. And we get biased because of our ignorance. Ahankar and Agnan, both are making us biased in our life. Then Hanumanji, by the words of Hanumanji, Pibek got some realization, and afterwards finally Hanumanji took his gada. Anyhow, Hanumanji needs to give both kind of classes, right? One is theoretical classes and second one is practical classes also. So Hanumanji took gada and gave that one shot of gada, and with that one shot this Pibek fell far at the feet of Nilkanthwani. Till now Pibek has called so many ghosts, Batuk Bhairav, Kal Bhairav, Mahavir and all. His ego didn't melt. But by the gada of Hanumanji, his ego melted completely. Then he fell at the feet of Nilkanthwani, and wholeheartedly his eyes were, blood was rushing, but now blood is not rushing. Tears are rushing in his eyes. And now he realized his mistakes, his past sins. He joined hands in front of Nilkanthwani and he touched his bleeding head at the pious feet of Nilkanthwani. And he is, shaking heads like this, and he is requesting, begging for the pardon. He is saying that you are God himself, I couldn't identify you. Please forgive me. Please forgive my past sins. I want to change. I want to live a new life. Nilkanthwani caught the hand of Pibek and soothed him with the sweet words and said that it's okay. When we surrender ourselves with the repentance, see, nobody is perfect in this world. Everybody commit mistakes, everybody has faults, right? But after that, if we realize our mistake, And if we present ourselves towards God with full heart of repentance, paschatap, then God is always ready to forgive us. So Nilkanthvarni, even like he has tried all the ways to kill Nilkanthvarni. Nilkanthvarni didn't think that he was, few moments ago he was killing me, he was doing everything to kill me. How can I forgive? God has such a kind heart, such a merciful big heart, that God doesn't care what we are doing against of him. He is so merciful, he is so powerful also. And only powerful people can forgive. Cheap people cannot forgive. If you are forgiving, that means you are powerful. Sometimes we feel that only weak pardon or forgive. No, powerful people can forgive. Weak people cannot forgive, cannot tolerate. So anyhow, all of you are powerful in your home, because you always forgive, right, in your home. Well, so here Nilkanthvarni has forgiven him, and now onwards this Pibek has changed his life. What is the message from this Charita? Did you observe? Hanumanji is the form of Sant, saint, sadhu. When Hanumanji came in the picture, then Pibek got transformed. By the Gada of Hanumanji, Pibek reached to the pious feet of God. By the knowledge of Hanumanji, Pibek could recognize God himself. Otherwise, God was there right in front of him. But he didn't believe. He couldn't have faith, couldn't identify God. Why? Because he was not having that drashti. He was not having eyes. He was having ego. That's why he was unable to identify God. So this is how, by the grace of Hanumanji, Pibek could identify divine form of Nilkanthvarni, Bhagavan Swaminarayan. He surrendered. Afterwards, Nilkanthvarni blessed him, and Nilkanthvarni said that now onwards you have to become a real Brahmin as you were previously. You become Brahmin, follow Dharma. Till now, whatever you have done, it is forgiven. Now start a new life. Now onwards, don't commit such kind of sins, such kind of mistakes again. So likewise, Pibek wholeheartedly he surrendered to Nilkanthvarni, and then he also had darshan and glimpse of Nilkanthvarni, and he captured in his heart. And afterwards, Nilkanthvarni went away from there. Nilkanthvarni blessed all those sages, all those villagers. Now all that people also become very happy, and whoever the disciples of Pibek, they also transformed their life, and now all became such good people, transformed people, and devotee of God. And all are remembering the Murti of Nilkanthvarni, and they are, of course, that time Nilkanthvarni didn't introduce Swaminarayan Mahamantra. So they were not chanting Swaminarayan Mahamantra. They were chanting different mantras like Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or Ram, or Krishna, or many mantras. But Pibek and these all people, they were remembering the divine Murti of Nilkanthvarni. And at the end, they also reached to Akshardham. Likewise, Nilkanthvarni is moving from one place to another and granting the salvation to the souls and transforming the lives of the people. So transforming life is the mission of Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan. We all must feel proud that we are a part of that divine mission of Bhagavan Swaminarayan, which is transforming life. So my dear devotees, we pray to Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan that we also give up our ego in our life, and we surrender to God, and we also become such a true devotee of Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan. With this prayer at the pious feet of Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan and Pujyapada our elder Swamiji, we conclude our today's evening satsang. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan. Now any devotees have any question, so you can raise your hand. or if you want to share that what did you learn from this charitra, I want to ask this. So before we conclude our today's satsang, I request everyone that write one lesson which you learned from this charitra of Pibek in this chat box. I am opening the chat box. You have to type a single lesson which you learned from this charitra of Pibek. Yes, everybody has to type. Till now, like since 45 minutes you are listening this charitra. So what did you understand from this? You have to type in the chat box. Yes. In short you can yes, we should not have ego in ourselves. Good. Apart from this, what else? Actually, I didn't analyze the entire charitra. So many lessons are there in this charitra. I didn't analyze much, but still, overall, whatever you understand. The core part of this charitra is that it is easy to kill somebody. It is easy to reject somebody, but it is difficult to accept and change somebody. Sometimes, many teachers are here, sometimes when they see such a dull students, it is easy to reject them, right? It is easy, everybody can do, but by rejecting them you don't become great. You don't become like God. When we accept their weaknesses and when we help them overcome their weaknesses, makes us great. Well, I think all of you might be busy in typing. Fine. So, any other devotee has any other question? Have spiritual mindset to recognize God. Yes, Viresh, congratulations. Sometimes, God is right in front of us, but we don't identify. Why? Because we are biased. Even when Lord Krishna was present on this earth, so Shakuni also was there, Duryodhana also was there, right? They all were present and they all were also seeing Lord Krishna. But they were not seeing Lord Krishna as God. They were seeing Lord Krishna as like us and like a cheater. In that way they used to see. When Lord Ram was present on this earth, so Ravan also has seen Bhagwan Ram, but he didn't accept Bhagwan Ram as God. He saw as like human being. Similarly, when Bhagwan Swaminarayan was passing through these all pilgrimages and all, so many people would have met to Nilkanthwani, right? But they all don't see him as a God. Why? Because they don't have Satsang. To recognize God, to identify God, you need Satsang of real saints. When Hanumanji came, Pibek could identify Nilkanthwani as God. Similarly, in our life also, God is everywhere. But how we realize that God is everywhere? When we keep on doing Satsang of saints, then we realize that yes, God is everywhere and God is right with me, like that. Excuse are only by great people. Yes, only powerful people can forgive. And mostly when you have powers and you forgive, then you are really powerful. Sometimes people forgive out of their helplessness. Like if somebody has done something wrong to you, now you are unable to do anything to them and you are forgiving. So it is good for you, but it doesn't make sense that you are great or you are powerful. But when you have all powers to teach him a lesson, though you are forgiving him, though you are pardoning him, then you are really powerful people, right? Well, so nobody has question? Yes? Okay, Pawan sir has question. Yes, sir. Yes. You can unmute now.
Jai Swaminarayan Swami.
Jai Swaminarayan.
Swamiji, then at any time also we should forgive everyone. Like if anybody did any mistake or anything unnecessarily also we should forgive.
To forgive, whom not to forgive, there are so many criterias and so many contexts, right? Suppose if there is a king and king is forgiving all culprits, is that good?
No.
It is not good for the king, right? But if there is a Swamiji and somebody is beating or insulting Swamiji and Swamiji is forgiving, is that good?
That's
Yes.
what my question.
That is good. So it also needs which places you are and which ashram you are in, right? Which position you are in. Suppose a teacher is there, if teacher will keep on forgiving students for not completing their homework, classwork, what will happen? Students will enjoy. Students will give very good feedback. Yes, this sir is very nice. My favorite sir is this. He is always forgiving me, right? But ultimately it doesn't help to students. So that forgiveness is not good.
Okay.
But when it comes to the personal level, like personally somebody has insulted, somebody has criticized, and if you forget, if you ignore, it's good. When we don't forgive, so those grudges will be there in our mind, and those grudges will make us more negative. Those grudges will become a burden. So you can't work well when you are living with the prejudice and grudges and impressions about other people. Right?
Okay, Swamiji. Okay, Swamiji. Jai Swaminarayan.
Jai Swaminarayan. Any other devotees has any question? Well, Jai Swaminarayan to everyone. Herewith we conclude our today's satsang. Jai Swaminarayan to Harshvardhan, Ansh from Surat, Tarak, Viresh, Srinivas sir from Suryapet, Pramod Das sir, okay, Dhiraj, Ravindra sir from Vidyanagar, and always our Balakrishna sir is present in satsang, keeping videos from beginning to end. Thank you very much, sir. You are supporting me too much. Yes, Ramesh Bhai Hirapra and KLP Singh sir, Bharat Bhai from Mysore. Thank you very much. Jai Swaminarayan.